Say something first, then? Yeah.
Hello again, everyone. It's nice to see you for our second artist talk that we host this September with guests from Ukraine, from Azerbaijan and the United States who came to Chișinău to participate in your residency program, which aims at developing projects in the context of our city, our country. Since we think that a collaborative work locally is able to produce a perspective on and challenge our perspective on the place, because usually we get used to the space around us and to the situation around us. Tonight we meet Ilkin Huseynov, who came from Baku, who is a cultural worker, artist, and also is part of the team of Salaam Cinema, an independent cultural space, which we will hear more about tonight. Please take notes, feel free to address questions after the presentation, and we'll also have some opportunity in the end so we can spend some more time informal as well. Enjoy the evening, and thank you for doing this travel. It's a long way. We are happy to host you.
It's a joy, yeah.
We are looking forward to work together this month.
Thank you, Vladimir. Hi everyone, I'm Ilkin, as Vladimir say. So today, first of all, feel free to ask questions. You don't have to ask, find the time for asking. You just can interrupt me and ask the questions. And also, if someone not understanding maybe my English, I speak also Russian. Just ask me a question. I will translate that part for you. And we'll try to speak slow so everyone will understand with my broken English. So today's presentation will be in two parts. First part is my personal artistic journey, more or less, what I did and how I started, what has motivated me, what has inspired me, and how I use the different mediums to tell the stories. And the second part will be about cultural space, which we founded 4 years ago, about Salaam Cinema. So let me start maybe. Most of my career I spent as a photographer, or image-based artist, working with photography, also with archives, with found images, or images in the public spaces. And my journey actually started when I came back from US, and after the 2 years of study, and immediately I found myself kind of stranger in my own country, and it was the time when I grow up from teenage time and start to give questions about the country, about the things, and there was a lot of things which was worrying me, and also I was not understanding. And the camera for me and photography was for me the way to opening the doors, to communicate with people, to tell the stories. And immediately this photography journey took me to the places where I knew before or where I've been before, and I was trying to go back and try to find something familiar, which was also hard because everything was changed. But it was intuitively started. Then, of course, when I understand that this can be something one as a project, I start to really taking this as a note and trying to go to the places where I grew up, where I have the small memories, flashbacks, and etc. So I can show my first project when I started photography, to also know from which background I'm coming. It's very documentary in the way. So this project is called Muhit. Muhit is the things which is surrounding us, which is around us but not touching us. It's meaning in Azerbaijani. And the story is about this, for searching something which I was familiar and I kind of lost, and trying to kind of find out these places. For instance, also from the stories, also what I heard from my parents, from the people around, that was also part of my memory. So I start also using this kind of memories to go back and try again to find these places, these familiar things. For instance, this picture is taken in the university dorm of my father. But now it's a refugee camp where the refugee living from Nagorno-Karabakh, and there's all photos also have some meanings, but I don't want to talk much about each photo because this is visual art. I think you will feel it or understand it. And there's book later. You can take a look, and there's much more pictures and much more text maybe to understanding better this project. Yeah, you can take a look. And this is also was the first project where I kind of put together and published it as self-publishing book. And that was the kind of this process of the bookmaking, and I fall in love with it as it was a medium, as practical it is, as how you can share it around very easily, and it can go all over the world. And I fell in love with this process. And you can take a look of these handmade books which I made. So this was the language what I was talking when it's just beginning my career, and later I was start to be a little bit interested in the contemporary photography, and also like for me the medium or the style of what I do is not depending of what I can, but it's depending on the story what I want to tell. So I always question the story, what is the best way to tell it, and that's changed also my style, that's changed also my way of working. I perceive myself as a storyteller, to be honest, in all the ways. You will see different mediums also. I use the sound and different mediums to tell the stories later. So this is the project. There's also the books here. There's few you can take and give it to around, maybe to take a look. So this project, which I done 7 years ago, and this project in Baku, if you come ever to Baku, you will see this huge banners, like really huge, like 6 meters to 6 meters to 6, which is covering. Like you're familiar with these banners when you see the construction site, and they cover it with that. But what's special about Baku, they cover not only construction site, but all the places where the tourists just shouldn't see the places. So they hide the things behind this propaganda pictures of the Baku. But they are in public, so these pictures are getting broke, and also like you see, there's a door just in front of these pictures, and the aim of doing this project was like kind of talking about Baku, showing Baku, but without actually taking pictures of Baku, but just taking these pictures of these banners. So you see these repetitive pictures of the president, for example. You can little bit imagine what kind of political situation is there. And also like these pictures getting broke, and they put another layer of the banners on top of it, and they create this natural decollages in the public is also sometimes have a meaning. Sometimes what I can find, for example, they're building this oil pipe, which is Baki Ceyhan, which is the was main oil pipe where the money was coming to Baku, to Azerbaijan, and with this money they're building this buildings, the ugly buildings, and so that was kind of creating some meanings at sometimes. And really, they don't care. Like they just took the pictures from internet, very pixelated, very like bad quality. This is the pictures of Baku, yeah. This is pictures of Baku, of Azerbaijan. Yeah, of Azerbaijan actually, not only Baku, but mainly Baku, yeah. Pictures of pictures, yeah. And people stopped. What I recognize that even me, you stop seeing them from some point because they become like part of your environment, which was also interesting. When I started this project, I just came actually like from Spain, and my eyes was kind of things, and I see them everywhere. But after some times, when I started the project, I saw where the spawners was actually. It was very, very hard for me to find them like in the places, because I kind of you kind of forgot about them. But if you're consciously searching for them, there's everywhere. They also like put them upside down, which they don't care. And, this is the city what they're planning to build, but they never finished, and so they put the palmas, and there's palms there now, but they didn't finish never this project. It was in the dirt. Okay, so this is the one. It's supposed to be built actually like this Dubai style, near in this kind of sea. It was like huge project when a lot of oil money was coming.
Similar to the picture building.
Yes, similar. And they start to build like they have this building, but they're standing there for 7 years almost, not touched. Like I said, all the utopic projects of this what they do a lot also in Azerbaijan, also in Dubai or other places where there's unlimited money and there's like crazy ideas, which is urbanistically or somehow they don't have any rights to be. No one needs them, and they become like also, or they don't never build until end, or they become like ghost cities or ghost places. You can find a lot in Turkey, you can find a lot in Azerbaijan, and also like the building is one of the main things which they do in Azerbaijan. It's the best way to wash out money, because there's so many small things in that, so it's easy to do that, and it's a very corrupt system with how they build the things. Okay. This is my latest project. It's called Looming Dreams. This project started before the war, before in Ukraine, and the idea was like questioning and asking people, interviewing people about their worst fears and their best wishes, and I want to collect them together and create somehow the story, and using this AI technology to visualize them, the stories, so we can see them like kind of our wishes and somehow. But then the war started, and I continue my interviews, but all our fears and wishes kind of like switched to that, and everything was kind of, it was the beginning of the war, and everything was kind of going to that direction, and I say, okay, this should go in that direction in some way, and I changed the kind of questions and start to question people about the war, what they fears about, what they wish about, and ask them to kind of give me visual moment of the thing. So they should visualize for me the moment. Best of them, there was the visual artist or videographer, photographer. They did that better in some way. But in the end, again, it's a very subjective project. I use this all to create, and also my own opinion, my own ideas about that. And also used a lot of the ChatGPT to question and ask and research about what can happen, how it can end. ChatGPT was very uncomfortable to answering these questions, but I found a way to give the right questions to get my answers. So I also asked them about how the war between Russia and Ukraine potentially come to the end. You don't have to probably read this whole text, but as you see, it was also very objectively giving some answers, but everything was kind of coming to the point that also the military victory from each side, it will not end the kind of conflict. There will be some aggression still happening with that, and also I questioned so he's come to the point that only it can change with the potential change of the system in Russia, which is, I believe, it's also my opinion that this can end, really end like this. And also, I questioned this. This is online. I can send the link. There's a QR in there, and you can read it maybe better. But also, I asked what is the consequences of the changing leadership with ongoing conflict with Ukraine, and is there any chance of political change in Russia? So it's given me objectively some very good answers to that. I believe that will be probably a big crisis, and it will come from the crisis or the rise of the civil society in Russia or some other things. And there's not fact that after Vladimir Putin there will be some better person who will come. This can also end not in very good manner. So in this project you don't see any faces. You only see one face of the Putin, which is, I believe, face of war. And this picture is kind of symbolized for me people, Russian people also being trapped and being there with him, and that they can not run away somehow. So it's very subjectively visualized everything. This picture is also symbolized for me the mobilization, what has happened, what's happening in Russia and happening also in Ukraine. That's the Kremlin on fire, which is done much before, and just before the exhibition opening, that was this drones came to the Kremlin, and I was shocked that really happened, that the Kremlin was on fire somehow. The picture down there is also somehow symbolizing for me the censorship of and as I show the burning books. I believe I don't have to talk. I don't like to talk about pictures. You're probably gonna feel more. Also, like it was exhibition in Tbilisi, and I believe in Tbilisi was the best place to exhibit that. It was exhibited in Denmark also, but it was not very important for me because in Tbilisi there's discourse about that. Of course, it would be the best place to exhibit it in Russia also, but there was discourse. There's also a lot of immigrants from Russia, and there was and also from Ukraine. So that was like very interesting discussion there. So here I also kind of imitate the speech of the. This was the room in exhibition where there was the victory room, like that the war is finished, and I kind of cloned the voice of President Zelensky and Joe Biden as representative of this West and East, and they also generated by AI what they will say when the war will end, and he wrote it like a really amazing speech. You can listen it with this QR. I decided not to show it here, but so they actually very well imitated the way of talking, the way of what is most probably the president will say. And also the same things I did with Putin, but I didn't give him a voice because he lost and he's in kind of prison probably somewhere, and he doesn't have a voice in this exhibition. So if who is reading in Russian, you can read these things. I believe like he probably will put the things in that way, especially like last sentence. It's not written by me, it's written all by AI. I say like, hey, write the speech for Putin and I didn't say like when the war is, I said like didn't lost, I said like when his war is finished. And it always was bringing me information that Russia is lost the war in that. So like the last sentence I can read. Потому что у нас есть то, что никогда не сможет победить. Великий русский дух, единство, любовь к родине и вера в себя. Верю в Россию, вперед к миру, согласию, процветанию, Бог нам помощь. Yeah, and you can see this report from exhibition to see more how it looks, and this is online. I can share the link with all of you. This is the project before I done, just went somehow in the front. This ecological project where I worked, I'm still working on it actually, it's still an ongoing project. And it's about the rivers which is going through Armenia to Azerbaijan, and another river coming from Georgia to Azerbaijan. And it's called shared water. As some of you know, that we have a kind of war with Armenia, and we cannot pass by borders to each other, which is very painful, as we all, some of us, very little community have friends, Armenian friends. So that was the idea, that to follow these rivers, and that these rivers doesn't have the borders; they can go wherever they want. But it was ecological project because both of the rivers was dying because of the misusing it, and I want to also research why it's happening, where it's happening. I only travel in Georgia and Azerbaijan, as I cannot go to Armenia. But I did the research through other people, what was going on, and this is inside of story as well. It's pretty visually, I think, beautiful images. So you can just enjoy. So all around the river, also in Soviet time, there was a lot of factories and there was a lot of life. There was a lot of fishing. There was a lot of factories with like getting and all this, and also like places where you go and rest. So everything is kind of abandoned there, and because of the river is dying, there's also absence of the fresh drinking water in some places. And beginning from last year, the problem became very critical, and a lot of places start to also protest about that, which was very hardly, very fast. They smashed the protest, and there was like very, still a lot of people still. Some of them they had the big sentences. There's some of them is still in prison, and it's just ecological protest. It's not even political. They was not against the president. That was like crazy for me how they managed to do that. This is where two rivers are getting together. This is the spot where they coming as one and going to the Caspian. And there's also a lot of mining of the sand from the river, which is also, some of you know, very bad for a river and for eco system in that. And that's already like border with Iran. So the last one, yeah, I think so. Yeah, last project about my personal project was the sound work, which is done in 2020. We had the war again with Armenia, and it was very small minority of us who was against of that. And they very hardly smashed of our protest and our pings in there, and we couldn't. And it was like also very big separation and breaking in the small civil society, which was created in Azerbaijan, because most of them they start to support the war, and we couldn't communicate with them. And even like the people who I was participating in the peace building projects, they were supporting the war, which is like very shocking for all of us. And it was like big trauma, and we kind of shut it up for all this 44 days of the war and couldn't talk, and we're just like sitting and listening and getting news, and every time they was getting back to some land, there was like a big kind of people was cheering on the streets, there was the cars and signaling. And we was sitting at home and just crying, and that was the sounds and everything was very traumatic for me. And there was exhibition where I create this 8 channel audio, where I kind of try to implement how I felt in this, because I'm very sensitive to the sounds in general, and that's the bad things which is affecting me, and that's why also I do this. I work with the sound. So I kind of try to say my feelings, what it was like, how I felt at this moment, and to create the sounds of 44 days of war. So yeah. now it's two channel, but you can get the idea maybe.
подписано заявление, в котором объявляется о временном прекращении огня и всех военных действий.
So maybe I should, yeah. So this all the things where I found the sounds from internet, from real things. Maybe it was too long. I should show this slow version, but yeah. So what I missed actually just after the first book what I published, I was start to be in love with the publishing, and I started a publishing house called Riot Books, and it started in Spain, in Madrid, then it's moved to Azerbaijan somehow, and I was with my partner. We kind of started as a self-publishing project, and we published this my first book, as you see, and the second book, and it was all more or less political books, and which we published. This book, what you can see also and touch maybe later. This book is talking about dictatorship in 80s in Argentina, and all the 30,000 people who is disappeared at this time. And this book also kind of disappearing with the time, as you can see. And these pictures are taken from an archive where the people still searching for their relatives. And there's like a description in this place that put any pictures of them there, because even you cannot recognize the faces or something. It can trigger, because there's a lot of people was what's the name? I forgot this. Tortured at this time, and they was left in the field or some other places, so they lost kind of the ability of remembering themselves and remembering their family. And they say, like psychologists, they say, like, yeah, you can put all the pictures there. Maybe there's someone will recognize with some unrecognizable pictures that they are there. And they also put like all the nicknames, all the information, and this actually worked. And there's a lot of people found. Actually, not much, but it is had some effect of this website, this archive also. So you can take a look and feel it and touch it. All the books are also the object for me. It's not just the printing on any paper, and it's all of them. They kind of making sense in the terms of concept. So you can take a look after maybe, or I can give it to.
Why did you decide to do a project about Argentina?
Because my partner was from Argentina, so we did it together. So yeah, that's why. Then I was then I moved to Baku again, and the protests in Ukraine started, Euromaidan, and also it was like the time where we thought maybe this change, it will bring some chain of changes, of the post-Soviet countries. There was some hope about that, and I remember like this, my life things from this protest was 24 hours on my screen, and I was thinking like, okay, should I go there? Should I tell the story or something? And there was like millions of thousand pictures what I see every day on the online, this press photos of the places, and in between them I saw this, and they really fascinate me. And it's done by two photographers from Kharkov, which I'm from. Yeah, Sergei Lebezinsky and Vladislav Krashenshok. And there was the process was like I saw them and I proposed them, let's do something with that. And that was Euromaidan was happening. They was shooting pictures on the film, and they was using this experimental alternative way of developing them. It's called lit process, I think. And they create, like you will see maybe after more closer, they create this beautiful texture around them. And for me, it was very much telling much more than all these press photos. And there was interesting process that they was going home after the protest, was developing, sending me pictures, and at the same moment was doing this book. And also as a concept, we did this book as a old Japanese protest books, first zines, which was they using the sewing machine to sew them together, and also in that format, like cheap print and cheap book also was there. We printed, I think, it's 500 copies, and I think it was sold in a week or 10 days, very fast, because it was there and it was happening in the same moment. So that's bring me to start publishing other book. It's also for me was the way of the storytelling, to tell what is worrying me and how to tell, and on all the other books we was very close relationship with the artist. So we was taking the projects on very start, and it was bringing all together in the some format, in the book format or in other thing. The last book I will talk, and then I will go to Salaam Cinema. So this is our last book which we print in Riot Books. This is about the while there was the riots in London in 2010, and after these riots, the police was put the pictures of the protesters on the walls, like the wanted kind of thing, and it was like big discussion about that and big things, and people was taking over like this things, but like and it was taken by security cameras, these pictures. So artists did the like total different. He took like pictures of 100 most powerful people in London and imitate them as they are taken in the security camera. And not only that, we did the research about each of them, in which scandal they was involved, how much money they make, and what kind of things they do. They're like 100, like is everyone there, which you know from London, rich community, and we can see of the 100 these pictures, understand like all of them they was such a shitty people. They was involved in such a shitty things and such a scandals and such a corruption and all the stuff, and they're like 100 most powerful people in London. I lost it now. We can take a look after, and the format also like is kind of police book, so it's like it's changing this to them. And also in the end, as action, we had the map with all the addresses of them, where you can find them where they work or where they live, because this information was public, and it was calling for some action. And that was probably our most successful book. And with that, it's finished. You can take a look. Yeah, it's just one copy. Okay, it's finished with me. Now let's go to community. Last 4 years, where's that? Yeah, here. Last 4 years, I'm occupied by this place where we found it in 2019. But before it was Salaam Cinema, already we started to do something. Idea was like bringing new life to the old abandoned cinemas and show their movies. So we was doing like this just guerrilla kind of style, cleaning up some space, or some space was functioning but not as a cinema, as a like a tennis place or as a tea places, or just as a the place where you put the stuff. What is the name? Where you just store the stuff. Storage, exactly. Store the stuff as a storage. So it was coming, clean up, and making the screenings. So that's the like some pictures from the 2017 when we started to do that. Finding small rooms in the old cinemas and was doing the screenings until 2 of the cinemas where we did, and we come with the big project, and they was just demolished in front of our eyes. And that was very traumatic, because we already put so much energy to clean up and making this place at least, but we was not inside. It was coming and kind of renting for some day, and it was very traumatizing for us in that moment. And then in 2019 we found this beautiful building, and they told us that this building will be demolished very soon, but we can be inside. And we give some money to this security guy, and we get inside, we clean up, we made this place public very fast. This place, actually, I will talk about this place history. This place was the Molokhan prayer house. Molokhan is small religious minority which is run away from Tsar Russia, because they was having different kind of Christianity, and they didn't have like this altar, but they was coming in the round and praying, and they living as a community in the space and taking care of each other. So it was like very close community, which was kind of run away from Tsar Russia. They come to Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, and this was one rich guy, rich Molokan in Azerbaijan. He built this beautiful building for them, and then in Soviet time, this building became a radio station. Like you can read it here. Main radio station, and very important is Baku is speaking, which was time when the radio was coming with the cables, not even like broadcasting. So a lot of people didn't have radio, so everyone was coming in front of this building to listen the news, especially while the war was going on, Second World War. All the news was coming from there, and it was the place always kind of magnificent with the people. There was always people around this, inside of this, and there was some communities kind of always was there. So yeah, we found this building in this condition. I will show the video in the end. You will understand more or less how the really building is look. It's a very huge building, not very huge, but it's around 500 square meters each floor, and there's 3 floors. We start from the last, because this was the best condition of the floor. Other was like impossible to go in, but now we're in all 3 rooms, 3 places. Of course, we start to do this renovation and make the cinema, public space out of it, and that was our first exhibition, which we done in the space, and other events like flea markets. We had this yard where it was used to be parking lot. We get rid of the cars, and we start to do some activities there as well, because it was very hot in summer up there and very cold also in the winter, as it here. You're all familiar with that, so sitting with the tea was pretty nice. But yeah, after some time, we had also bad guy in the story. The owner started to knew about us and come and say like, who the fuck you are in my building? I was planning to demolish this, and we say like, yeah, I mean, we tried to talk with him in the old way, but he last time he just like with the power took us from his office, like just strode away with the people and me and my partner, and after they say okay, fuck you, sorry for my English, French, we're gonna stay there, and we're gonna start the campaign. We already start the campaign trying to collect signs to make this building historical building, because it was a historical building but didn't have the status of the historical building, and no one was kind of responding for us. From very beginning was 2 months, and when we had the big event, the kind of festival with EU delegates and all the stuff, was Dutch documentaries was giving the workshops there. They come with the workers and try to demolish the stairs, which is going upstairs. And then we write everyone, and we gathered like 300 people inside, and we start to kind of be inside. And they also didn't stop. They come with their workers, try to, you will see some images in the video after I will show. But we kind of made it. And because there was like, also there's no protest culture in Azerbaijan, as you understand it from political things. You cannot protest at all. It was lucky that we was inside a building, and as also the protest was unique because there was not, people who's protesting in Azerbaijan is like very, so they have nothing to lose, because this is the marginalized group who is protesting, really, like, I mean, for real, because they're like, and these people was totally, I mean, I will not say like politically active people. There was the artists, there was theaters, there was other people, and also the very famous people who come. And it was very painful time for Azerbaijan, because there was a lot of buildings was demolishing, and it was like this moment when this happened. Also, everyone was like fed up with that things. It's like, okay, this building will not be demolished. So we had like big support in in there. Where this? Yeah. So there's some pictures from protest. And after some time, like after third day of the protest, without light, they cut us our light, they cut up everything. It was like with the phone lights, doing these concerts there and all the stuff. It was very cool, but also becoming very dangerous because we was waiting for some provocation from some point, and there was too many people which we didn't know, and there was glass on the floor. It was like already getting on the level where something happened, and we had two of us, me and partner, was before. There was no team almost organized at this point. We was like taking all responsibilities and was like wishing, okay, this should have this kind of finish. And that night, by surprise, First Lady of President's wife, yeah, he wrote her Instagram about this building, that this building shouldn't be demolished and shouldn't be saved. And we was all shocked. And after that, like we said, okay, we were safe. And after that, like the news came from TV and all the stuff, and trying to get like news from us that we'll say thank you to her, which we didn't. But we thanked the community in the end. But after that, no one is touching us. Police is very nice with us. It's like 4 years already we're there. And it's pretty safe. We still don't have contract. We still don't pay any rent. We're kind of squatting the place. We're stealing the light from the antennas upstairs of the telecommunication. We luckily have that, and they know about that we're stealing. And I think they have to pay rent, and that's why they're okay with that. So that's like this uncertain situation. Of course, we want a contract. We want to have these things, and we have already a plan of kind of good renovation of the building where we can have heating, have coldness, and also nothing will fall apart, because most of our time and resources was going to maintain the building, which we can spend for programming and doing better things in the place, rather than challenging with the floor, challenging with the roof, with the heating, with the other stuff, with the light, because it's not stable, as you understand. Yeah. So that's the building, to understand. The functions are changed. Of course, we're changing everything by necessity of the community almost every year. We also do this. The building is public. It's open from 2 to 9 every day. Everyone can come in, but we have a set of rules where you have to. It's not rules, but more manifesto, where you have to read and have to perceive, and you can hang out there, you can chill there, but we also use this place and people who's coming there. Also, there's a lot of it's become like a safe place for probably only safe place for Kurd community in Azerbaijan, and we also have a lot of programming to not let just the people just hang out there, because it's always something happening, and we kind of pushing people to go there. But also a lot of people coming, but also this people who's hanging out there we use as a resource, yeah, somehow as a things that it's there. It's good that it's there, and we can and it's mainly teenagers. It's very, very young people, and they also very much participating in the everything, in the cleaning, in the things, like everyone who's there. Or there's I think the more than 1,000 people come and helped in some time with the building. So everyone had this a little bit love to this building at some point, and there's a lot of work done, like just crazy. You will see on the video maybe some. Yeah, coming. I think would I miss something? So yes, this is this parking lot, which we now it's like a big garden. Actually, we made it's like very green at the side. We clean up, and we did this big events there, like screenings and this community dinner, as you see. Very nice, and we do it like annually. Yeah, and we also do the festival. It's Invisible Festival, it's queer and feminist art festival. And this year, and we did like 3 already, which is like was the first one, it was very tough because we got like a lot of pressure from press and from the municipality of doing that. But it's already the third year, and everyone kind of started to be calm. And it's a community festival. It's a small festival where we show movies, and there's a lot of practices, workshops, and etc. You can check it out on the website. It's invisible. Invisible.com. Yeah. So this should be video now. Okay. So the structure. So the structure of the building, we work mainly with labs. So we have 4 labs now. 4, yes, 4. So we have the sound lab, which I'm coordinating mainly. We have a writing lab. We have a theater lab and a sewing lab. So all the labs, they have their own space where they can work. We organize the workshop for them. About education, how we do that, I will tell later. Also, they have a place where they can show up. And all the labs, they're not kind of independent, not connected to each other. It's very important for us to connect them all together, so there will be one. So for example, if we do the theater, sewing lab doing the dresses and all the stuff, sound lab doing the music for them, sound for them, so everything is much more connected. And we do all this, also this kind of open studio kind of things, but we do like Salaam Fest every 3 months, 4 months, where everyone kind of showing up what they did in these 3 months, or what they did in general, what they want to do. So yeah, that's kind of one, they work like this. The team and in general everything, it's absolutely horizontal, which was the big challenge, of course, to get there, especially first year, because we having this problem was lacking that the people will take the initiative. And we understand there's something like which is coming from generation to generation, because in Soviet time also, like, everyone told us like to shut up and follow and be part of something, but you cannot just go and create something. You cannot be leader, or you cannot do that things. And it's also coming now too with new, which just didn't change much, new system, new government. And it was very hard to bring the people and make them to take initiative and also work in non-hierarchical way. But we kind of did it, I believe. Our team is very, very horizontal. We don't have any things. We're all coordinating some things, but we all do everything together, especially taking care of the building. That's number one. Maintaining the building, cleaning the building, fixing the building, and everything is done with us and also with community, which we call to come and help us. And not only the team, but also educational program. We try to do non-hierarchical way, as we question a lot, can we do the theater without director? Can we shoot the movie without director? Can we do collective art making and the practices all together, and think about how we can create something now and here without having this someone leading? And all the education programs kind of partly like this. Of course, we have the workshop and master class where there's someone talking and blah blah, but mainly the practical way of doing that is like that. And we also have the program. Actually, it just started. We had to try last year, but it was like we call it differently now. We understand how to work with that. We run away from the word of volunteering a lot in Azerbaijan, because there is so much abuse in that word in Azerbaijan, and as it's also you can find it everywhere more or less, the abuse of volunteering. So this word volunteering is kind of lost its meaning in some way, and they understand something different under that. Volunteering, yeah. So we call it future cultural workers, because they come and they totally integrated to our team, like wishly in the future, and to the system. We introduce them all the resources which we got all these years with the knowledge of that, and we all participate in the same way with them. They don't work much, they don't do less like dirty work or something like that. We're very conscious about that. And this year we had like really a lot. We was expecting like 10, 15 volunteers, the cultural workers to come, but there was like 45, and now we don't know what to do. There's so many people, but that will be, and they're all amazing. So I'm very excited to like to see where it's gonna bring us. So yeah, that's it. And in the end, maybe I can show the video and then we can get to the questions. And also what I want to say, so yeah, about that things, I would like to actually introduce to who is interested about more deeper about the structure, how our meetings going, how are we deciding things, how systematically we do certain stuff, certain decisions, certain like more deeper resources. I would like to have this small talk. If someone interested, like just can write me and we can get in the group and talk about that. It's like there was the big road which we went through that to finding this balance between that, and it's still, of course, we're experimenting still in the process, but I believe we have something to share. So if someone interested in that, please come to me. I would like to talk about that like unlimited amount of time. And also like 22nd in Queer Cafe, we're gonna talk about the situation in Azerbaijan with queer people, also about the safe spaces and what is importance about that and how to create them. So this will be also another talk which is related to the place. I will not talk about this now, but I think I want to have like more discussion about that and hear everyone's opinion and come to some common point. So if someone interested, 22nd in Queer Cafe at 7, yeah? Or
yeah.
It's 7, okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, and I will show the video and then we can talk a bit. It's also like getting long. that's it. So, any questions? No.
Oh, I got questions. So you started out as a documentary photographer, and so you tried many different kinds of media. And so you start with black and white pictures, 6x7, 6x6 pictures, like photo, and then you showed groups, and then AI, and then maybe this, maybe you can call this a community art project,
Yep.
right? It's obvious you tried many different kind of things. And so which media, which product you found the most rewarding, and so which direction you plan to go?
I think the Salaam Cinema. Salaam Cinema was the most valuable things for me and most important. It's have bigger impact to community, to the people, than any of my artistic project probably. But I probably will continue always doing that. I'm sure about that. About this as a cultural worker, I will work, and I enjoy that. That's one of the things. But as first 3 years was very, very tough. It was a lot of work. Almost no vacation and nothing, and no time for doing art. Where I'm now, last year or two, trying to find the balance between my own artistic project and Salaam, also implementing my interest in Salaam, which connecting with my practices.
So Salaam is more like showing documentary movies, or like?
No, it's not cinema. It's started as cinema. We call it cinema, but first it's a community building where safe space for all, and also we do now less of the cinema. More we do is educational projects, educational things, and also theater, dance. We do everything. Yeah. So as I tell, like we have the different labs now. And after the COVID, actually, it's changed. That we stopped doing the public events at all, and we focused to education. And we understand how it was very valuable to do that in the time of the COVID. Also to bring kind of people together. Also, we work a lot with the traumas, with other practices of theater. It's not like it just having fun there. Everyone mostly crying on the workshops, which is good, I believe at some point. But we do list now the cinema. We do, as you see, like a lot of stuff. Yeah, and each lab it's have different stuff to do.
So you put more emphasis on community than your art.
Yeah, exactly. But
How about publishing work?
Publishing is stopped, but I know this medium. If I will have, like from this project, if I will finish this Looming Dream, I want to publish as a small zine. I know this medium, I will publish it. So this is a self-publishing book, but doing publishing, it's not my now interest. I do designing. I'm helping designing book or mentoring someone. I do teaching the photo book master classes in Baku. Also projects, we also have workshops where we create the books there in Salaam. So I'm doing that also. I'm using my knowledge in the publishing in Salaam. So that's what I want to implement more to connect, because before I was doing everything, and that was taking too much time. And now what's most important, we have a good team, which we always wish, and it's always changed. And now we have this team. And what's most important things what's happening now is that we share responsibility, and I forgot to say that it's only way to bring to horizontality where you share responsibility accordingly. If someone have more responsibility than you never can build this total horizontality. And now, like before, going abroad, like I will be on my phone. Now it's like a big event going on in Salaam, for example. I will be like checking everything. Now I know that everything will be okay there and everything will be as I will be there. So this giving me chance to do exactly what I want to do in Salaam, more educational stuff, and I'm coordinating Sound Lab. I'm doing the music mostly in the last year also. It's one of my interests. So that's I'm connecting this too.
Can you talk a bit about the position of Salaam cinema within the city and what role it serves in civil society? It seems like a lot of artists and creatives and like outsiders find refuge there. Does it serve more of like a space for people to build community within, or does it also have tentacles, or does it, how does it interact with society as a whole, or sort of more lay people?
If the how to interact with society, I don't understand. Like the structurally our like kind of point.
Is the intention for it to be sort of more inward facing, like serving a community that exists within it,
Inside.
or bringing in like lay people, average people?
Yeah, both. I will say both. There's a lot of communities created inside of Salaam. It's also serve one of those things which we do. It's like open space. We have this open forum and a calendar where everyone can fill in. But we also check every week who is there, and if it's fitting and it's something about art or something, they can come and do the event. So it's become a place for different communities, different organizations to be the space where they can be. As a host, and they don't have to pay anything if it's not commercial place, just like taking care of the space, and so that's create also different communities, which is created actually inside of Salaam, and now sometimes they move from Salaam, they open their own space, which is beautiful, and some of them they move to the regions where they open the similar ideas, things, which has also happened with two of our ex-members, for example. They built their own community in the regions now. But also we're very open, we're maximum inclusive. We really want people from outside to be in, because we believe that this interaction between will help because we need to learn how to live together, yeah? And that will help us to, and it is helping, like that people interacting with each other, different groups. For example, most diverse group, all our groups actually is very diverse. Like in Sound Lab, we have like very old people coming, like musicians and all stuff, who's interacting with fucking the teenagers there. Like very young rockers, which is like, and they play like very traditional instrument, and it was beautiful. Also, like in Swing Lab, we have old women, which is very like, I think some of them they're very conservative, and also like young queer people there, which they interact very beautifully, and they work together and they learn from each other, and they understand there's not much difference. So the one things where they connect, it helps. But also like as we talked a lot about that, inclusivity ends when their safety is come in. Yeah, safety is first for us. Safety for a space. If we feel that like some people will ruin the safety, we stop inclusivity there. And it depends of the event, of course, and it depends of the communities where it's there and their needs for how much they want to be exclusive or inclusive. So they decide that mostly. But for big events, we want to be like very open. But we also come and we see like it's someone from outside, someone like. Of course, we don't let the drunk people inside, for example, if we don't know them. Or if there's someone outside, we come to them and say like, okay, yeah, enjoy your night, please don't and we can explain a little bit about Salaam. That's what it's place like. So they will know that okay, they're not alone there. Like I mean, they're and of course we, as big as event it is, as more people in Salaam are there to just observe and think about safety. And if there's something happening, everyone knows that they can come to the team and they will get the right response and right help. Like if there's some harassment or something happened, which is happened very rarely, but it's in big events. Sometimes some unsafety happened, of course, and they know that they can come straightly to us, or they can loudly say that because then they will be safe there. You know, that's very important, I believe, which doesn't happen in different places. There's the other places where it's also like clubs and something like that. It's pretty safe, but the stuff itself, like it's not the people who come. You can come and talk about your problem, and you're not sure that you will get the right help, a right response. Yeah. So, yeah. Did I answer your question?
Continue to the question, but in terms of local cultural politics, if you try to interact anyhow with the city, with the municipality, on the cultural model for inhabitants of Baku, would you like to have maybe other observing you, like do they see in you some potential for collaboration on their side?
Yeah, they all know us, and because the building is now a historical building, it's on the balance of the check-in and the taking care from Minister of Culture. So they come sometimes and check the building, and also they like what we do, like the people who's coming there, and they were informed. But we still cannot. For the last 6 months, was trying to arrange the meeting with the Minister of Culture. We can't somehow, but we'll try more. And we also create with the 4 architects, one from Netherlands, one from France, and 2 from Azerbaijan, very famous, the people who's working especially with the historical buildings and their renovation. We made the plan and the things how we can renovate the building, and we want any kind of contract or something, so we can apply for some grants and like some legality, or we can actually find this money by just donation or something. I believe in some point, or of course, if we live in this perfect society, it should be paid and restored by municipality. But we're very, very afraid of that, how they will do that, and if they will follow this things where we sort every square meter of the place, and to keeping the historicality of the place, also making it more usable for cultural programs and work. We're planning public talk where we're going to invite everyone from culture, and like it's in end of October. We're planning that when the website will be ready and all our other stuff, and film, our documentary film will be ready. We want to make screenings and actually kind of have the talk about these things and invite everyone that hey, we're here and we're not visible, we're kind of not existing, but people recognize us. People like in Baku in general, and everyone knows that we exist and what we do, and it's one of the few, like 3 maybe cultural places in general, like, and 2 others are owned by a state. So this is only kind of independent place in Baku. There's a few theaters, small theaters, but mainly it is. Ideologically, what we want that this place will be public space, which will be supported by municipality. It will be organized and governed by this small community of Salaam Cinema, which we're trying to make it more open to everyone to participate. Also, we do the assemblies where everyone can come and talk and be kind of on the meeting. Everyone, really, literally everyone. Like we don't choose people. We also have team, but there's an assembly where everyone can come, and if there's a decision made, like we're kind of thinking about that, and we're observing it. So we want this be in more open space, and so municipality will help us like just maintaining the place, like fix our water, fix our light, fix if the roof were leaking, this kind of stuff. So we can, as a public park, for example, how they take care of the park is also served for big community and more maybe for some parks. And there's this model exists in some countries, and we're not that crazy that coming out with that, so we're trying to implement this there.
And they don't see potential danger, like for their political careers in a critical cultural center.
Yeah, that's the question. That's why like they kind of trying to not see us, but they know that we can make a lot of noise if there's something. As I told, like there's a lot of people put their energy there, and it will be like very hard for them to do something, but they can, of course, if the political discourse will change at some point. We're also ready for that, for A and B and C things, like how we're gonna react and what we're gonna do in that case. But we're not that we're critical very much, but we not talk about politics straightly. We have position, but we do everything through art. So we're artists and blah blah, and artists. For most of the people, very coded things, And we do like we want to talk about subject. We show the film about the subject, and then we have this very political discussion about that. Of course, everything is political what we do, but for them, like if you don't criticize the president, that's like what we don't do. Like for example.
So the work you showed, the AI work, can you show in Azerbaijan,
you can show, yes. I'm planning to bring it to Azerbaijan.
As long as you don't criticize the president, it's okay.
There is no criticizing the president.
Yes, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, but we're
Also because you are inside, you potentially don't go out.
We do go out. Yeah, we do some things in front of the building and like some kind of stuff. We're trying to kind of go out, and also like all our team are very, very politically active, like very much. So it's only things what they can touch at some point. But as a space, we're very kind of careful. We're thinking about how we can do. We understand in which political system we are, and to be able to continue and be run longer, you need to run slower, maybe. So that's the things. And as much as we're there, we have more power to talk and to do stuff. Like as more confidence we have this roots now there. In the beginning, it was like very afraid of everything. We was like discussing every things. Now like we're more brave, kind of.
Actually, it's amazing that you are there for years already. And just understand, you have a juridical structure, or you are self-organized group?
With self-organized group, it's very horizontal. Me and my partner, ex-partner, we founded this place. It was 2 of us, but now we're 10 of us, and there's no difference between us.
So you're still self-organized? And
It's self-organized,
You don't want to have a structure that would... you mentioned you would like to have a possibility to rent it legally, but then you would need to create also a structure which would rent it or not.
Structure for rented? Why?
Like an organization, for example, or
Yeah.
NGO or something.
Yeah. And what? What is the question? I don't understand. If it will be structure,
If you will do this step, or you still stay on this self-organized level as much as you can.
We apply for being NGO because we are NGO, kind of, but it's impossible to get NGO. But it will not change our structure in any way to be an NGO. It's just legal things to be easier to get some grants or some fundings. which they don't allow us to get in. It's very hard to get NGO in Baku.
Okay, so there is an issue with the registering the NGO.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I will turn it off. Yeah. Yeah, but nothing will change. Like, it's legal stuff. It doesn't touch our structure. Our structure it's like this, and now it works finally. Like after 2 years, maybe like last 2 years, it works, and it's independent. It can walk himself. Like, it's big boy kind of. It can function as self-organized stuff, and it's yeah.
But you mentioned at the beginning that it wasn't always horizontal structure, but like it was a process for you to get there. And can you mention like one or two things that contributed to get there?
To get there, structuring, but structuring to having kind of rules and things which will keep things working. And very important, ability of everyone taking responsibility in the same way as us, to sharing this responsibility, to being part as deep as us, yeah. And that was search for maybe right people to be involved. So that was like 2 of us was staying there, but all the team, it's changed a lot. But last 2 years, we have one team. I mean, there's some people come and go, and we want more bigger team, for example. It's nothing luxury to be in the team. Like, it's not a privilege to be in the team. Yeah, like it's a big work to be in the team. So we're searching for right people also to join us. We will be happy to have more, but because we didn't know. Also, we didn't know. We know that it was coming with the experimentation, with the fails and tries and all the stuff, and we never did that in our life. Like, my partner was like the film director. I'm artist, as you see, all my life, and we didn't know how to deal with that all. So we was learning a little bit more. We're getting more resources to read, some more examples to see how different communities, different societies works, and also reflecting to us, like, okay, like, if something going wrong, we're questioning that until we solve it. This, yeah, and yeah.
Did you have models that you based the structure on?
Not really, no, not really. I think it's very kind of, it's come with the organic fail and tries. But like there was good things to know after, like, maybe second year after we become in this network of tech, like that there is not all, but there's few organizations there who like do the same things and doing for 10 years. It was very nice for us to know, okay, it's not that crazy what we do. We had this workshop with them, and all workshop, like, we say, okay, yeah, we're doing right. It's like, it was like confirmation for us and confidence that, okay, we're in the right kind of pattern, and that can bring us somewhere. But yeah, and I think that now it's more or less there. But also, yeah, but the problem has always happened in the team and all the stuff. We also work on that. Like, we have big meetings every week, like for 4 or 5 hours every Tuesday, very long meetings, because everyone have to be known everything, what is going on there, everyone have to decide stuff. Horizontality take more time, take more energy, but in the end, it's when it's happening, it's very magical. Yeah. Also, from outside of this every week meeting, we also have every 2 or 3 we see from situation this care meeting where we just gather somewhere else, maybe in Salaam, but spending whole day together and talking. But also we have the moderator who make the plan, which we have to talk, which happened all 3 months with kind of like maybe conflicts or maybe some understanding. So we solve all the stuff, drink a lot, eat a lot, and then like we start kind of refreshing and starting another 2 months of working together. But we're also all friends now. Like we was not, but it's so close. So close. We work together. It's impossible not to be friends. So yeah. Did I answer your question? Or no. No. Okay, we can talk.